So if you can go to the Flipkart website, just go to the Flipkart website. I want to identify this element with the help of the text function. Yes, you can identify. I want to identify this element with the help of their text function. Yes, we can identify. Now the question is, people used to ask, sir, when I should identify the element with text function and when I should identify the element with the help of attribute. So this is up to you. This is up to you. This is up to your choice. This is up to your problem statement. How the problem what the problem statement is saying. Let's suppose you have to identify this text function, like sorry, you have to identify this element with the help of text. You have to inspect whether Rajesh Kumar, if I logged in with the Rajesh Kumar, then I have to verify this Rajesh Kumar is coming at this place or not. Then for sure you have to identify with attribute, and that attribute you can validate with the help of Rajesh Kumar. So this is the one of the way. Anyway, we going forward we will see many more things. So now let's discuss about the identify the element with the contain attribute. So what do you mean by the contains attribute? Okay, so first of all, let's open the developer window. How to open the developer window? Control Shift C. Control Shift C. If you open this, then it will open the developer window. Let's suppose I want to identify this more wala thing. So here I can see this. This is the class. Sorry, this is the HTML tag. This is the attribute. Class is what? Class is the attribute, no doubt. And this is the value. So sometime what is going to be happen? Let's suppose sometimes someone has put their space, right? And you are going to inspect. Okay, this is the xchjdhdj something is there, attribute value, and you are going to pass, but element will not identify. Why? Because there is many spaces are there, that thing you are not considering. So in order to overcome this kind of problem, contain function came into the picture. So what is the syntax for the contains function? Syntax of the contains function. So now today we are going to discuss about identify the element with contain attribute. Wait a minute. Okay, third point. Today's date is what? Okay, yesterday homework also I didn't get any with anyone. Just want to give the quick update. Thank you. I was expecting same thing. I will give this feedback. Okay. And this is the contain function. And what is the syntax for this? Syntax is /HTML tag square braces contains is the function. So a function will always come up with the parenthesis, and then attribute, we can say at the rate of attribute. Oh no. Attribute, yes, correct. Attribute comma value. Okay, so let's apply these things, and to identify this mode wala thing, mode function we have to identify with this content function. How we can identify? Control plus F. So write a sentence. So let's write here, don't write here. Okay, so what is the HTML tag for this? Okay, I am expecting you should know. /HTML tag is div. Yes, div. And then square braces, then contains function. Yes, contains function. So contain, and then function, it is the parenthesis at the rate of what? Attribute. What is the attribute here? Class is the attribute. Equal to, and value, not equal to, sorry, comma, there is comma, right? And value, you can take any part of the value, like xeh, it is there, exeh, yes, exeh, I can take exeh. Okay, and that's all. No, I'm not going to take complete part. I'm going to take a part of the part. I'm going to take a part of the value, a single part of the value, and put it here. Yes, see, can you see this? It is identifying around two elements. First is Rajesh Kumar is also with that, and this is also. So though there is a space, it is not taking care of all. So it is, if I'm passing xeh from any order, so it is able to identify. Okay, you want to identify from the last, hdj, you can pass hdj. Yes, no, it is not hdj, it is not identifying. Okay, J is, I guess, capital, right? So that's what it is not identifying. Yes, now it is identifying, right? So you can take from the any order, right? So this is the this is the benefit of the contents attribute, right? Means if content attribute, what is saying, let's suppose in attribute value we have some space, and as a test, as a means as a developer, as a programmer, I am not aware about that UI developer has put some by mistake or intentionally put some spaces, and in that case you are trying to inspect the element and you are not able to identify those elements. So in that case, contain attribute is very, very important. Let's suppose I want to identify one more thing. I want to identify this sparks, right? Let me identify this. So yeah, this is that, and again this is the class name is this value, right? So what you can do, control C. Anyway, this complete value you are passing, that is also will work, no doubt, that is also what will work. But let's suppose if you forget to put this 3, then also it will get to identify, right? It is going to identify. Anyway, it's a more than one matching node, that is fine, that we can do, we can create an object, and in the form of the object we can do it up. But for sure, just take care these things in your mind, ki contain attribute you only used when you are not able to identify the element with the help of the attribute, with the help of the, you know, anything, means text function. Then contain attribute is the one of the solution here. With that you can identify the element. Cool hai. Sorry, I didn't get you. Yes, 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 you can create an object like this way. And here you can pass one. No, one is this, you are able to see this one is this. You can pass two. No, laptop accessory, no, I don't expecting this. Yes, this is my matching node, and here you can see one of one. So you can go with the object value, right? So anyways, you can check the percentage at all, everything is fine, fine, fine. Now now, so let me open something like laptop accessory, laptop. And yes, this is the one of the laptop, and I want to identify this HP Pavilion Core i5 11th generation 16 GB to 512 GB SSD Windows 10 home. Okay, I want to identify this text function. How we can identify? Just click on this and just go to this, and I want to identify this. Again, there is a class, and this is the value, and copy this, paste it here. Yes, I am able to identify. No, it is not identifying that Lenovo. It is identifying something else. It is identifying Lenovo. Why? And also one matching node is there. Maybe I made a mistake then. Yes. Acha, acha, sorry. I'm passing here 3, right? So that's what. So now it is going to identify, and 24 matching nodes are there, right? So you can make an object because it is a first element. You can make a first number and your task will get it done. So this is the benefit of the contain attribute function. So contain attribute function, again, I'm going to repeat, contain attribute function only and only used whenever you are not able to identify with the help of the exact attribute value. Because what is the, I told you, what the developers, UI developers and developers by mistakenly or intentionally used to do, they used to put some of the space, and we are not able to identify there is some spaces. So in that case, this is the one of the benefit of the contains attribute. Now similarly, if there is a contain attribute is there, then similarly there is a contain text function is also there. So let's discuss about the contents text function. So what to do? D number. I guess C, A, B, C is clear, right? Yes or no? Now coming to the D number, and contain attribute, not contain attribute, this should be text. Okay, so contain text function. So what is the syntax for this? Syntax is // HTML tag and HTML tag square braces, and here you have to write contain, same contain contains function, and here you have to write the text function comma value Always keep single quote, not double quote. Okay, now this, yes. Acha, just a minute, just a minute. So as contain attribute, how it was working, like a part of the attribute value we can pass and it will able to identify. Similarly, in the name itself, if someone has given some space, extra spaces before or after the name, then in that case, if you're trying to identify the element with the help of the Rajesh Kumar and you are not able to identify, then in that case, you can use the contains function. So what is the syntax for contains function? This is the same, again, double forward slash div contains function, contain function, and here we can write a text function, comma, value you can take a partial part, even though you can take a Rajesh only, it will work. And let's see whether it is going to work or not. Yes, it is working. It is working, and one out of one matching nodes is also there. So hope you are able to understand what is the attribute contain text function and what is the benefit of that. Yesterday we had discussed about the relative XPath, absolute XPath, and what is the drawback of the absolute XPath. And also we had seen identify the element with the relative XPath, and inside of relative XPath we had discussed about the 4 different category with that we can identify the element. First, with the help of the attribute, with the help of the text, and third, with the help of the contain attribute, with the help of the contain text function. This is up to you. Now it's fine, right? You can able to identify as many element, how many element you want to identify. Now the things are not that much of easy. Some of the time, let's suppose I will give you the problem statement. Okay, I'll give you the problem statement. If you can open my cart, let's suppose I'm going to open my cart. There are many things is in my card. But if I'll open login with your phone, with your credentials, then might be this card size will be less or bigger than compared to me. Am I correct? Yes or no? Yes, it is correct. So now I have to verify if I log in with the Rajesh Kumar credential, then this many cards are there. If I'm logging with your credential, then this many cards are there. So card size is like a dynamic in nature, right? So dynamic in nature in the sense of it is going to change based on the user, which user has been logged in to the portal. Now, how to verify those things? So we are going to learn XPath for the dynamic element. We are going to learn new concept. This is the one of the favorite interview question. What do you mean by the dynamic element? So now you can put as many star, whatever star you want to put here, because this is the question. If you are going for the automation interview and this question is not coming, then that interview doesn't know anything. So XPath for dynamic element. So whatever stars you want to put, you can keep. Okay. So dynamic element, you understood, right? What is mean by the dynamic element? Again, another problem I would like to give it to you. See, each in cart, whatever elements are there. Let's suppose I have this grocery basket. Okay. I have this jockey men's and women's wild cup crew. I have this laptop. I have these many things are there, right? So I want to check based on this item, this price should get matched. So based on the item, if this price is going to depend on this title, yes or no? Yes. If you're not saying something, I will think that it's a yes. So this price is going to depend on the title of this element, right? So whenever this kind of dependency you can find, then always go with the dynamic element location, dynamic element identification, right? So let's suppose I would like to tell you about this candle, okay? This diya set. So this diya set price is 220 rupees, right? And this 220 rupees, it depend on this title. Yes or no? Yes, it is depend on this title. So let's suppose if the title will be laptop, some laptop, SS laptop, SR laptop, these things are there. So price will get different. Yes, price will get deferred, and this price ultimately is going to depend on this title. So if whenever this kind of situation will occur, then always go with the what? Go with the dynamic element identification rule. So again, there is one more way. See, right now is 1, and if I'll give here 2, then this value got changed. Can you see this? 440, it become changed. Then again, this amount is going to depend on this number also. This amount is going to depend on this number also. If it is 1, then 220 rupees. If this number is 2, if this number is 1, then 220 rupees. If number is 2, then the amount is getting 440 rupees. So anyway, this 440 is going to depend on the various factor, like the title, like the number of quantity, means how many numbers of these diya sets are there. So many factors are going to be affect to this price. So whenever something is getting depend on something, then always go with the dynamic XPath. So what is the rule of the dynamic XPath? Okay, first rule. Okay, so when you should go with the dynamic XPath, whenever the dependency of the target criteria is depend on the something else. So note, put a 1000 note here and write something on this note. Anyway, that's 1000 is not going to use at all, so you can use here. So now when you should go with the dynamic XPath, so whenever our target group, target element is depend on some other element, then we should go with the, we should identify the element. We should identify the element by XPath for dynamic allocation. Yes, this is the rule. Now, how to do? First thing, number 1 point. Keep your mind here. Don't bring your WhatsApp. Don't bring your Insta. So number 1 point. I can see many of the people are using right away, then back up the phone. So please avoid those things. First thing, identify the dependent and independent element. Okay, what do you mean by the dependent and independent element? You can see in this diya set only, right? So 440 is going to depend on the number as well as on this title. So here, what is the dependent, what is the independent? Independent is 440 rupees and dependent, sorry, my bad. Independent is this numbers and dependent is this amount, right? So note, again bring your 500 rupees note, and here you can keep dependent element is your target element which you want to identify. Element is your target element. Independent element elements is an element on which your target element is dependent. ठीक है, चलो. So this is the one way, one rule to inspecting up element with dynamic XPath way. So number 2, first rule, identify first. Whenever you are going with the dynamic XPath allocation, then always first rule you have to identify the dependent and independent element. Number 2 rule number 2, identify identify the XPath, identify the XPath for independent element. Independent element. Okay, what do you mean by the independent? Okay, how to identify the independent element? Again, note. Right click. How to identify independent element, right? Right click on, wait a minute, independent element. Independent element, inspect element. Whenever you are going for the interview and someone is asking how to identify the dynamic XPath, then always go with this approach. Number one, number two, number three, like this. No one can ask any cross question. Take your time. Right click on independent element, inspect element, inspect the element with element, that's all, and identify the XPath. Identify the XPath for independent element. For independent element, right? This is the second point. Third point, I will implement this thing in a practically, don't worry. Third point, from the independent element, from the independent element, okay, sorry, my bad. Third number, from the independent element, from the independent element, move to the common element. Common element, common element or common parent, you can say. Common parent. The concept used here, the concept used here will be child to parent, will be moving from child node to parent node. Okay, so that's all. This is the syntax to identify the element with the help of the dynamic XPath way. Now just implement in a practical. Okay, let's suppose I want to identify this element. I want to identify this 440 with the help of this title. How to identify? Control Shift or else. What is saying? First thing, whenever you are going with the dynamic approach, then first thing is saying identify dependent and independent element. What is here dependent and independent element? Can anyone please help me? In 440 and title, what is the dependent and independent element? Okay, good. So dependent element, independent element is this one, right? So what is saying second point? Identify the XPath or independent element. Okay, so what is the XPath for this? Can anyone please write the XPath for this? Yes. So I can go with the anything. I can go with the content function, content text function, content attribute function. So let me go with the that only. Example. First thing, first number point we did. Second point, we are going to write a XPath for independent element. So what is the XPath? You can go with the text function. Yes. So what is the HTML tag? A tag is there, right? Double forward slash a tag at the rate, no, contains function. Contains. I'm going with the content text function. Text function, comma, and contains a bit of content you can take. value, exactly. And not completely, you can take a something also. And now copy this path and paste it here. Yes, one out of one matching nodes are there. Now, but our target is not to identify this title. Our target was to identify this amount. How to identify this? Again, third pointer, go with the third pointer. From the independent element, move to the common parent. Just a minute. From the independent element, move to the common parent, right? Which common parent means which will capture, see, right now it is capturing this part. So move this single one by, see, if I'm coming here, it is not capturing this. If I'm going there, you can see my 440 is coming in this tag. So move to the what? Move to the immediate parent node, right? So how to move to the parent node? Single forward slash dot dot, no, single parent slash dot dot. I came to this place. Can you see this? Now, still I have to move further previous place. Though again single forward slash dot dot. Yes, I can come to this. Right? Are you able to understand? Yes. Now, from here, I have to identify X path for this 440. And where is 440? 440 is not this, not this, not guess. This is the 440 span. It is under span. Yes, it is under span. Now you can write you can write the X path for this. Okay. Now from here, let's suppose from here we have to reach here. So again, double forward slash span. Span is the HTML tag. Yes, I am able to identify these, but you can take a text function also, contain text function, because again 440 is not will work. So span, what was that? Contains function, right? Contains function. And here you can write text function and contain of that, comma 440, and this is that content function. Good, should get close, and this should get nice. Yes, one of one. Can you see this? I am able to identify my 440 rupees. Makes sense? So this is the way to identify the element with the help of the dynamic XPath. I will give you one task for you. You can take attempts. Okay. So can you please similarly, can you please identify this element 1635? Was this? Yes, we can directly identify, no doubt we can directly identify. As I told you, this amount is going to depend on this factor, so that here something is dependent on something. So whenever this concept, this scenario will come, have you done that? Whatever I had given the task within a 5 to 7 minutes. So did you ask this question? Have you asked this question? See, things are getting very critical in this batch. First thing, you are not, let me stop the recording first. Now, you was asking why we cannot go directly identify. Yes, we can identify. We can identify, but here this amount is getting depend on this title, boss. So this amount, this is also amount, right? This is also amount. Our job is not to identify the amount. Our job is this 539. If it is written, then this 539 is the correct price for this sari or not. Maybe they can write 539 rupees for this laptop, then company will go in the hill, right? So in order to overcome this kind of problem, we have to go with the dynamic element XPath. So we have to first identify this parent, and this parent, with this parent we have to identify this amount. Understood? Hope I cleared your doubt. If not, yes, if this is the case, if good question, if this is the case, when your amount is getting changed, then what you can do, you can go with the contain attribute. You have the option. So whatever amount is getting changed, You no need to bother about those. Make sense? Because attribute will be same, only amount value will get changed, right? Cool. Now again, I'm trying to explain you once again this price 1635 with the help of the dynamic XPath. And now you understood what is the important dynamic XPath. Yes or no? Yes. Now, first thing, if I want to identify this 1635, then what to do? First, we have to identify first point. We have to identify independent and dependent element. Yes, we have to identify independent and dependent element. So what is the independent and dependent element here? This redwood. Yes, price is dependent, and this redwood solid single, whatever it is, this title of that, it's an independent element. So our first task is done. We had identified. Now identify the XPath for independent element. Identify the XPath for independent element. What is the independent element here? This title. Chalo, we'll try to identify this as well. We had identified this. Okay. So what you can do, just write a XPath for this. Can anyone please help me to write a XPath for this? What you can go with the A tag, a HTML tag. Then okay, this time I will go with the href. Yes, href is one of the attribute, or else you can go with the text function also. Yes, text function, we should go with the text function. Yes, so what I can say, contains function, text function, comma, value. You can take a part of value if you are going with the contains function, right? Control C and Control V. Yes, casual, formal, something you can take, and let's see whether it is going to identify my parent node or not, or sorry, independent element or not. Control A, Control V. Yes, I'm able to identify my parent node, but my job is not to identify the independent element. My job is to identify this 1635 is correct. See, right now we are identifying the element, but in the back end we can put a condition also key. If this thing is coming, then this price is this much or not. We can apply our check in the back end. That is coming under the performing the action. I told you complete automation is going to distribute into two parts. One is identify the element, another is performing the action. So right now we are trying to understand identifying the element. Second part, from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start performing the action. In performing the action, we can apply our logic in such a way so that we can ensure this title is coming, then this should be the price. And going forward, again I am saying testing job is going to very typical, very